Yeah. So, right. Okay, let's get started. All right. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Let me formally welcome you to this um, another program, another series in our program, Politics Hour, the platform where politics meets the people. I'm your host, Kevin Jacob, and on this show, we'll be we'll be engaging with Nigeria's future leaders, delving into their visions, their policies, and plans for the country, from governance to economy, and from security to social welfare. We're exploring the critical issues that shape our nation's progress. Tonight, we'll have an exciting political aspirant who will share his insights and aspirations with us. Let's dive into the conversation right now and uncover the leadership Nigeria actually needs. So let's get started. Our guest today is Mr. Raymond Lamai, a House of Rep aspirant from Ado Kola Karim Lamido Lao Federal Constituency in Taraba State, Abagoda, right? Mr. Raymond Lamai, you're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much.
All right. So I want to go straight to know exactly who you are. No, I know you're a stakeholder in coding, you're a coding enthusiast. Let's look at your personal and political background. Can you share a brief background about yourself, including your educational qualifications, your life, your bio, basically, and what inspired you to go into politics?
Well, good morning, viewers. My name is Raymond Lamai. I'm an ordinary Nigerian. I had the privilege of attending the Msao Primary School in the old Gongola State. And I also attended the Government Day Secondary School, Army Barracks, in the same state. Thereafter, I went to the University of Jos. And after graduation, I had the privilege of working with two internationally affiliated youth organizations here in Nigeria that took me across the country, and also where I put it 20 years of service in those two different organizations. So this is me in sum. As to my motivation in politics, I can only say that it's not really all about me. It's about the people who feel that we should come and represent them. It's about the masses of my constituency, talking about Adokola, Karim Lamido, and Lao Federal Constituency in Taraba State, that strongly believe that it is time that some of us should also put in our own contribution in making their lives better. So the motivation, I will say again, is the people.
All right, thank you. About your constituency, let's look at what inspired you to actually vie for this position, your constituency. Why do you want to represent your constituency itself, this particular constituency in the House of Representatives?
Once again, I'll repeat myself. The inspiration is the people, their plight, and the fact that we need to be part of the system to be able to change the story of their lives for the better. We are passionate about the sufferings of our people who deserve a better life, and they can actually get a better life with the right leadership.
All right. So, all right. So, as a politician now, which I'll actually call you that. What values and principles do you stand for that will make you stand out? This political journey you are going to.
We stand for everything that is right, everything that is godly, everything that is credible, everything that is competent. We stand for the democratic values. We stand for good governance. That is what we stand representing the field of politics.
All right, thank you. So let me look at your prowess. Anybody going for this position simply means that you are vying. It's like you're vying for a job. So we'd like to know the kind of experience. What has been your past leadership experience that has prepared you for this role, going into political office?
I can tell you straight away. I just mentioned that I served 2 different youth organizations in Nigeria spanning over 20 years. And I can say that one has learned a lot, and we were made from those experiences in the place of leadership. Youth organizations are a very, very complex and very interesting environment to work. It is a place that actually you find yourself being both the boss, the cleaner, and the messenger roll into one. So we had the privilege of serving people at the different levels in the society. When you work in a youth organization, you are not just dealing with the youth alone, you are dealing with their parents, you are dealing with the stakeholders of the organization, you are dealing with governments and other stakeholders. So to that extent, we have been able to be groomed in that field, and we have the requisite experience to lead the people because we have been leading people for the past 20 years. So that has prepared us to want to also give our people in the constituency the opportunity.
Now when we are going to meet the populace at the grassroots or one-on-one with the people, we say, oh, this person is running for this particular seat. One of the main things they will say is, another person has come again. But this time, I want to know, what differentiates you from other candidates who are contesting for this position and other candidates who have already sat in that seat before? What do you think differentiates you from them that will make you stand out?
One, my name is Raymond Lamai. I'm the only one that bears that name in the entire constituency. So I'm different from many others because I bear my father's name. Secondly, the passion that we carry in our bones for the development and progress of our people can only be seen when given the opportunity to demonstrate that. And then we are coming from a clean background. We are coming from a background where we have served humanity in the last 20 years sacrificially. Because youth organizations is not where you make money. You rather give and give, and you spend and you are spent. These are the areas I feel I'm different.
All right. Thank you. Let's go to your constituency needs, understanding your constituency itself and what you want. What are the biggest challenges that are facing your constituency itself, and how do you plan to address them?
Really, there are many of them, but you say the biggest of them, so we can sum them as the issue of bad roads, lack of potable and clean water for the people to drink, and economic empowerment. So poverty is a challenge among the populace.
All right. Bad roads, lack of clean water, and okay, I got that. So yeah, okay. So how will you ensure like those people who have one or two complaints about issues in your constituency, how will you ensure that the voices and concerns of your constituents are represented in the National Assembly through you?
I'm not too sure I got the question. Could you take it back again?
How will you ensure that the voices and concerns of your constituents, people in your constituency, how will you ensure that their voices and concerns will be represented in the National Assembly?
Well, first and foremost, a representative represents the people, whatever the people stand for, whatever the people believe, whatever the people want. These are the things that a representative should also stand for. So it's not really about what I will do as a person. It is about knowing what the concerns, what the fears, what are the problems of the people are. And then we are able to stand in that green chamber and say that these are the needs of our people, and we will ask that they are responded to. So their voices indeed will be echoed there, because our voice will be their voice. We have nothing else to say apart from what the people will want us to say. So indeed, we will be their voice and their eyes.
Yeah,
in the legislature.
let me kind of expatiate a little more. I don't know. There's I don't know, some House representative, they do normally have this regular town halls with their constituents. And that is where I know they get their information from these members in their constituents to know what's really going on around them. And they take this from these town halls and move to the National Assembly, take these concerns or their voice. So are you not going to do any of that?
You are actually already speaking into our manifesto and blueprint for this race.
Okay, that's the manifesto. It should be voiced out.
I can tell you that we are going to do it differently.
Okay.
People just represent themselves in the name of representing the people. But I tell you this time around, we are going to ensure that indeed it is the voice of the people that will be heard. To that extent, we are going to put in place structures that will connect with the grassroots, with the common man at the grassroots, for his voice to be heard at the National Assembly.
What kind of structures, sir? What kind of structure?
We are going into, you have just mentioned it. That's why I told you that you are touching on what we have. We are going to put in place a kind of a town hall, because the phrase has become so common and abused that
I was actually expecting you were going to mention it, but I think the word just actually came out my mouth. But go ahead, sir.
Town hall meeting. We are going to put that to use in actual facts. Some people have just used it as a political dribbling thing, but we are going to ensure that town hall meeting indeed in every part of the constituency becomes the norm through which the voice of the people will be heard.
All right. Let me ask you this question straight. What specific policies, if you get to the National Assembly now, what specific policies, or let's say what specific bill would you intend to propose that would directly benefit your own constituency if you get there right now?
Once again, I will go back to the people. You see, leadership that is effective is a leadership that operates from the bottom up approach.
Yeah, that's democracy.
We are not going to just sit here and mold ideas or bills of what we think, but we would rather allow the process to evolve from the people. When the time comes, when we are in the office, we will now galvanize the structure and get down to the people and say, what are the real issues? Not what we want, not what we are thinking, but what do you really want us to project at that level? And we will be able to develop bills that will be based on the voice of the people. So that much I can say.
All right. I think that okay. That's okay. Let's look at government projects and investments in your constituency. One of the aspects to know how well a National Assembly member or a parliamentarian has done is the amount of government projects and investments in this community, the development in infrastructure. How are you going to attract government projects and investments in your constituency, including money for constituency projects? How are you going to ensure that these come to your community in terms of projects and investment?
You know, the word in the political parlance is lobby. That is just one of the many ways we are going to engage. So I believe there are statutory allocations for the constituency that we can access without much stress. Then there are others you are going to have to lobby, engage the different governmental structures, institutions in order to attract such development activities to the constituency. Then beyond that, you are talking about government, but we are looking beyond government. You see, time has come for us in this country to begin to look beyond the government angle, because the world is bigger than just the government. As a matter of fact, the government is safe, not just in Nigeria, but across the world, acknowledging the fact that they are unable to do everything now for everybody in society. So they are asking for self-reliance, they are asking for public-private sector, they are asking for other means by which the society can be developed. So at the end of the day, we are going to go beyond just what you call the government project. We are going to write, we are going to appeal, we are going to demand wherever we can get resources, attract sponsorship, attract attention to the constituency to be able to have development activities going on, to empower the people and improve their living standard.
All right. So unemployment, some of the pain of our communities are constituents. Unemployment, youth restlessness, poverty. How specifically are you going to tackle all these and more? What strategies will you use to tackle all these once you become a member of the House of Rep? These are the pain of many of our communities. How exactly are you going to tackle all this as a representative?
You know, those things you have stated are actually at the root of the issues bothering our people. So it goes without saying that those things, those issues will be our focus. But let me just digress a little bit. Okay. I have former honorable members of the House who said he was a national legislator, so the issue of development in the constituency belongs to the state government and wow. You see, so, but that is the extent to which we have people who have led our people who believe that they don't have responsibility towards their daily survival struggles. So we are going to go past that. We are going to adopt the approach of getting closer to the people, understanding their needs, and be there for them to explore ways by which those needs can be met. So the issue of unemployment, it's a biting one among particularly our young people, and we are going to ensure that we create the enabling environment through elaborate skill acquisition, training, and structures that will provide the opportunity for them to be self-reliant, to be some of them have entrepreneurial skills, some of them are highly gifted, we are going to focus on those gifts and explore them for the benefit of the constituency. And we'll put in place other projects like, call it soft loans, call it a scholarship, whatever you want to call it, that we can deal with the poverty that is prevalent among our people today.
Okay, yeah, thank you. You are a member of COBDEM. COBDEM has its democratic principles, good governance, rule of law, equity. I would like to ask, because I ask everyone, in the face of political pressure, how will you remain committed to ethical leadership and good governance? Will you stay on course, or like we see other people in the National Assembly, see them decamping? Will you stay on course, or in the presence of political pressure? How are we? What's it going to be like for you if you are under pressure, or will you really want the one who is going to sway to another political party or decamp or anything like that, or you're simply going to stay on course? We know such politicians are rare nowadays, but a lot of them decamp. We know that, especially decamp to the winning party. And in terms of competence principles, how will you maintain competence principles still while you are? So please let us know more on that, please.
Let me use the opportunity to appreciate the leadership of COBDEM. We want to thank God for their lives and the vision they have put in place, which is to collage, to synergize in order to protect our democracy in Nigeria. To that extent, we believe in the values that the organization stands for, and those values align with our own values, align with our own principles, align with our own convictions, and that is why we have asked to be part of the structure, and that is where we are now. So we are going to work seamlessly together from this beginning to the very end. Wherever that end will be, we will stand together to the end. You see, the issue of pressure, I don't understand what you really are getting at, but you see, some of us at this point in life, we have gone past the level of being swayed, both by virtue of experience, by virtue of years, by virtue of the passage of time, whatever we have conceived, and I believe at this point is past being swayed. We are rocked, settled about our convictions, about good governance, about democratic values, about fairness, justice, and about an egalitarian society. So there is no pressure from anywhere that will sway us from the things that we ought to do and the things that we ought not to do in order to bring the good life to our people. So I want to assure whoever, particularly COBDEM and other stakeholders, that we are settled about what we have agreed and believe that we need to do to improve the living standard of our people. So you're talking about shifting places or changing platforms. I don't know at what point you are looking at, but consistency, over the years, we have learned some principles that enable us to be consistent on what we believe and what we have been doing in the last 20 years. So that principle will still hold. Whatever alliance we are going to, for whatever synergy, whatever we are going to be involved in, will be within the context of a good governance and democracy. We can't do less. We can't do more.
Okay, thank you. That's sure. Let's look at your campaign strategy. Going to the elections, as politicians must have plans for your campaigns and then what you want to do. What will be your campaign strategy, and how do you plan to engage voters at the grassroots level?
Well, our campaign strategies will remain our own. If we let it out here, then it's no longer going to be our own. So there are things we are keeping very closely to our chest. It's like, it's not like, it's our ace card actually. So if you know the game of chess, you know, what is the ace card? Is it the king or the queen now? You know, the last card that you play to give you the winning edge. That's what our strategies are. And permit us not to fly it for now. But all I can say is that, well, it's all about speaking to the people, mobilizing the people, talking to the people, giving the necessary proper orientation towards democratic values. They need to come out and vote. They need to vote for the credible candidate. They need not to be involved in any kind of malpractices that will mar the process. So that much we are going to do. As for the nitty-gritties, the details, we'll keep it until action time.
All right, a lot of plans are going to be kept till. So then let me ask this from you, because I want to have an idea of how you look at the polity and what you do as a lawmaker most of the time. What do you believe are the most critical issues facing Nigeria today, and how would you address them through legislative action?
Well, there are many. You know that we don't have the time to speak into all of them.
For instance, what the recent happening in Rivers State as a lawmaker, what would you do?
That's exactly where I'm going to. You see?
Okay, go ahead, sir.
The first thing for us is there's need to restructure this country. We know that the present political system hasn't really brought out the best in us, both human and natural resources. We have not maximized, we have not harnessed to the highest extent possible our God-given resources because of the kind of political system that we operate. So when you restructure Nigeria, particularly back to the 1963 Constitution, back to a situation where we have a devolution of power from the center to the subunits, sufficient enough to make them stand on their feet, to take their fate into their hands and be able to look around their environments, harness their resources, and just move on with life. The center can only be there to supervise, to support, and to play the big father role. But as for the survival of each unit, they should take a larger percentage of what they should do to survive. But the current system is such that too much power is concentrated in the center. The almighty federal government wields too much power that amounts to abuse, as we are seeing in Rivers State. Now, so restructure Nigeria and things will get much better.
Yeah, we're having a situation where we're having spineless, most Nigerians say we're having spineless legislature. It seems as if no matter how good you are politically or vibrant activism, once you get to the National Assembly, it seems as if maybe quota is part of them, or people just seem to be compromised. Certain things take place in the country, and it seems as if the National Assembly is just like a rubber stamp. As a lawmaker, what will make you stand out and make sure that you're not like one of the kind of lawmakers we are seeing who are just stamping whatever the legislator does or whatever they bring along? What will make you stand out? Be very vocal and active against things like this, as against the status quo?
Well, the scenario you have just painted is very real. The general perception is that people do much better outside government. They talk much better outside government. Exactly. They act more responsibly outside government. But when they are inside government, it appears as they are doing the reverse of it. That's what it looks. And I've also come to that point of conviction, and we've been asking, including myself, is there some seat of government and a place of political leadership that actually make people to deviate their initial convictions? Well, that may be a myth, but the fact remains that, and I've said it, that For some of us, we are our values, our convictions, what we stand for, and for which the people are asking us to represent them, it is cast in stones. Is it reversible? Whether you put us inside water, will be the same. Put us on the sea sand, we will be the same. Whether we are in office, we will do in office what we are saying now. We will say in office what we are saying now. So it boils down to now individual nature, individual personality and disposition and context and perhaps upbringing. So there's something about honor, and that's the culture we need to inculcate into leadership in Nigeria. So when we go there, we are not going to appear as if we want to be Robustan. When we go there, we are not going there to project our interests. We represent the people and we will stand and speak for the people when it matters. We will not keep quiet.
You believe that the current legislature, Nigerian legislature, needs to be restructured? Some pundits say that. Do you think it needs to be structured? Do you think we need to switch to another form of like parliamentary system, or what do you think? Do you think this one is too expensive or too corrupt? Do you think there's serious restructuring that needs to be done in the legislature?
Well, the current situation we have on ground reflects the general situation in the country. So, but if you talk about the need to spread influences and resources to the grassroots, the present structure seems to do a lot of that. And so there's really no problem with the present nature of the legislature. What we have, the problem we have when you talk about extravagance, when you talk about wastage of resources, is at the executive level. That's where our resources are wasted. But if you look at the legislature, each of them, from the senators to the representatives, you realize that they represent all the nooks and crannies of this country. So in essence, if they actually do their work as it should be done, then we are truly touching the lives of the people across the spectrum. It is when people fail to do that, you begin to see the gaps there.
All right. You are a COBDEM member. We would like to know what's your relationship like with COBDEM itself and its structures across the states, across the local governments and wards, and even at the national level. What's the level of relationship? How far have you bonded with them? Because we are like also your bees, and you also need them in this political process. How is your relationship with COBDEM itself and its structure like?
I've said it that some of us we are indebted to COBDEM. We believe in what COBDEM stands for, and to that extent, we are working and we're going to work across the state to ensure that we have the tentacles of COBDEM spread because of what it believes it stands for and the value it can add to the political system and democracy in Nigeria. So indeed, we are going to work seamlessly together. Like I said, they are they are part of what we are doing. They are going to be generally the drivers of what is going to unfold. So we'll work together perfectly.
All right. At the end of this program, I'm going to give you like 3 minutes or so to talk to your constituency and let them know and allow you to pitch yourself to them. But before I do that, I'd like to ask you this final question before that. If you are elected, what legacy do you hope to leave behind after your tenure in the House of Representatives that will make you stand out from the rest? That will make you stand out from any other person that has ever taken that seat? I'll make your name to reverberate in that particular constituency over time. What legacy?
I want, at the end of it all, that the good people of this constituency will remember for all time that there was one small boy that came from one small village who did not have money, who was not a money bag, and who came to the scene and changed our lives for the good and forever. If the people can say this after we are done, may the glory be to God.
Okay. Okay, so on the final note, I just want to give you like two or three minutes to pitch yourself to your constituency. You are talking to the people of your constituency right now in Taraba State, like almost like a broadcast or something. What message you have for them for your constituency right now?
Well, my people are there. They are watching us and they will still listen to us. There's nothing new I want to say that they have not heard. Actually, you and other people online are the ones hearing what we are saying for the first time, but we have been together. They've been hearing us and they'll continue to hear us. And there's nothing we are saying that is different from their voice. So my people, as we all have agreed and will continue to agree, that there is need to change the story of our lives. We have lived in this state of underdevelopment for so long a time. In the 21st century, we absolutely had the basic infrastructures, the basic facilities, the basic things on ground that should make our lives better from those of our forefathers before us. And from the inception of the democratic dispensation till now, we have voted and we have voted and we have been voting. There isn't much dividends that we have gotten out of the process. And we have resolved together that we want to change the story come 2027. And that is what we are working towards. I want to appeal to you to remain resilient, to remain committed to the values we stand for, which is that we want good governance. We want leadership that will make things work among us and in our lives. So to that, I want to pledge my own commitment and that of the team working on the ground that we are committed to delivering positive dividends of democracy that you will be able to appreciate, that you have not made a mistake for choosing us to represent you. We'll continue to work together to the end.
All right, thank you much, my honorable. Viewers will be talking to Mr. Raymond Lamai from Taraba State. He's a House of Rep aspirant for Adokola, Karim Lamido, and Lao Federal Constituency in Taraba State. He has been talking to us about his aspirations for public office, what he intends to do, I intend to go about it, his visions, his policies and plans for his constituency and his country in general. We want to thank you so much, Mr. Raymond Lamai, for coming to this program. I hope to also hear from you in future engagements with Diaspora Digital Media and CookDem.
Well,
thank you so much.
Well,
thank you, sir.
Well, thanking you for the opportunity. Let me say something into what you said in your introduction. You said you are dealing with leaders. We are already leaders, though. We are already leaders of Nigeria. We are working towards being better leaders for the future. So we are leaders already.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. And sure, we'll definitely have better leaders going forward. Hopefully, with this initiative by CookDem, we'll achieve what we want to achieve. Viewers, thank you for joining us. We hope to join. Please join us on Monday next week. We'll be starting with another next set of guests and aspirants from across the country. From me here, it's goodbye. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.